Hello, hello. Welcome on in, everybody. Happy Monday. Resi, good to see you. Mamela, hello. Welcome on in. It's nice to be able to stream again, hopefully, perhaps. This morning, my internet issues were finally sorted out. The second NBN code technician came around, and I had to brief him on everything that the technician did on Friday, because apparently they don't really bother passing notes between each other, and he repeated all the same steps to eventually find out that yes, the pit outside is fucked and the wiring to my porch is stripped bare, and I wish I'd got a photo of it actually. That would be nice. Just vindicated, show everyone that my pet theories about why my internet kept dropping out were correct. But I'm very tired. Oh my goodness, I'm tired. How is everyone else? I feel like dealing with the internet has just sort of burned out my last few spell slots for the day, and I just want to nap. But I cannot pass up the opportunity to get back to where we are and get back into the streaming and finish off this Isle of Fire expansion pack. Forge of Virtue expansion pack, rather. Pulled a muscle while sleeping, so yay, lol. Oh man. Also tired when I was asleep, hoping throat gets better tomorrow. Good to have you back, James. Thank you. And I hope both of you recover from your various ailments. Pulling a muscle while sleeping, that's a new one. Used to be you'd be awake and exercising and pull muscles, but now we can just do it in our sleep. So that's pretty great. Anyway, we have a poppy cam as well. I believe the camera has not broken yet. Sometimes the camera likes to break. But yep, she is breathing ever so slightly there. That's not a static image. Or me, you stretch when you wake up and pull a muscle. Can see her breathing, yeah. Old and officially falling to bits. Same. Yeah, so maybe short stream tonight, just for the sake of getting back into the stream, and like, I can use the internet again. You wouldn't think that I'd be too bored over the weekend, because I had zero internet over the weekend, because the backstory is that the tech that came on Friday, you know, I told him I suspect it's something wrong with the DPU, the distribution point unit that's out on the street in the pit. And he said, oh, it's never the DPU. I went, okay, whatever. And he tests the wiring and it's fine, but there's weird voltage spikes. And he goes to check the pit, and sure enough, it's flooded and, I don't know, sparks flying everywhere, who knows. But then, yeah, the whole weekend, I've had nothing. Calfish, welcome on in. If I had to spend a whole weekend without internet, I think by Sunday night I'd be drawing controversial tweets on notepaper. Well, like, there's other stuff I could have done, right? I wasn't completely helpless. I had my mobile, I could get a trickle of internet, and I have this big list of things that I could be doing, like vacuuming, I don't know. I have a book that I could have been reading. But I ended up spending a lot of the weekend just kind of comatose. Yeah, I don't know. It's just suddenly all the things you want to do involve being online on this specific computer, and it just seems a bit overwhelming, and I don't want to do anything. Did get some quality poppy cat time in though. So me and Pop, we hung out on the sofa a lot and listened to some music. So that was good. But yeah. Internet, it's back. We can do whatever we want. It's so good. One thing we might want to do is shoutouts. Our friend Cyclone, aka Cressy here, was supposed to be the chosen one, yes. And your name got cut off there because it's so redonkulously long. And Mamela, I can't talk today. Yes, invented the wireless clothesline. Mem is, of course, also one of the game masters over in the Stream Shed, which is the Discord server that I share with her and Captain Sumi and Kate and Moontoke and Melon Capybara, which is the Discord. And hello, Buccaneer. Fire a broadside, how are you? As long as whatever we want involves being on the internet, of course, yeah. It's kind of... I mean, I mentioned I have this list where I've been trying to portion out my enormous pile of to-do list tasks as a way of getting on top of my mental health. And, you know, some of the tasks are fun things and some of the tasks are less fun things. And definitely some of those things were stuff I could be doing offline. Of course, the list itself was online. So if I wanted to access it, I would have had to re-authenticate on like the work laptop or something like that, and I just could not be bothered doing that. Yeah, well, just working on a PowerPoint I'm supposed to be delivering tomorrow. Oh well. Do enjoy putting together the slides then. It's good to see you in here. Let's give you a shout out too, while we're at it. Fire Broadside does all sorts of cool retro streams, and he's wrestler. So yeah, go get your daily dose of awesome there. But yeah, like I said, maybe short stream. I'll get this out of my system. We can play some games. I need to capture the damn window again. You capture this game. Like we got 2/3 of the way through the expansion here last time, or 2 weeks ago. 1 week ago was a bit of a failed attempt, but we've done the Trial of Courage, which involved a lot of fighting and killing a dragon, and we've done the Trial of Truth, which involved wandering around a lot, getting a lot of red herring shrines and being misled, before finally finding that the item that we wanted was hidden down a secret passage right near the entrance in just like the trolliest way possible. Just like you wouldn't have discovered it easily at all and there were no clues. So that's what Truth is all about, I guess. And now we're doing the Trial of Love. So I will spare chat me reading out all of these books again, but this is the logbook of some mage who came to the island and he built some golems, basically, to protect the shrines against attack. And only the Avatar is allowed to visit the shrines. And the golem gave us another book, or two, I forget. One of them covers this Stone of Castambra, which is a legendary tree growing out of a rock, or the rock itself is the special thing, I guess. And the rock can bleed, and it makes golems. Ooh, the page is smudged with dirt here. I cannot make out this text. Blah blah blah, so there's the ritual. And then there's this book, which is also about golem construction. And it had an appendix in it, which was this piece of paper that fell out, which is a magic spell called Vas Flam Us. Normally, in the game, you cast spells with your spellbook, and they don't have magic spell scrolls. But this is a plot-driven spell scroll, so it will work for our purposes. Someone in a party just commented that, oh, we've got it wrong, and that's fine, because we were just reading it, that's fine, just having a look-see. And yeah, this is the Talisman of Truth, and this is the Talisman of Courage that we've picked up so far. We need one more, and then get another one from some special way. So apparently what happened here, ooh, bucket, we'll need that, is when that dragon came to set up shop in the trials area, it swooped down here and killed this golem, Actually, this was presumably out in the entrance to start with. And then this golem, who is its brother, dragged it all the way out here to this arrangement of 5 stones to try and resurrect it. And we can talk to this one. In what way may I assist thee? Let's, just for the people who missed it last week, what's your name, golem? He tilts his head and stares at you quizzically. I apologize. Did I not already tell thee my master called me Bollocks? Stellaron made us. He is our master. Goodbye. So, Bollocks here wants us to resurrect his brother, whose name escapes me at the moment, but I'm sure we will learn it. We've got 2 entryways into the mountainside here, where people have been doing some digging with shovels and picks and powder cakes. And if we step out here, we see there's a pickaxe and a backpack, which I've already looted. Scrotus is likely his name. Good one, man. Did you write for this game? And the weird thing is, if we step out here, we get teleported. So we get teleported into this area, which has a weird hallway that just goes nowhere. Yes, my friend, Iolo asks. No, I was just checking for secret walls. 'Tis always a pleasure to speak with thee, my friend. Yeah. I feel like there is a secret passageway around here somewhere. I've forgotten exactly what it is. And hello, here we have a tree growing out of a stone. And it's all bloody and stuff. It is cat feeding time. Is it? Oh, don't tell Poppy that. She's had her dinner already. But go feed Lucy and Freya if it is cat feeding time then. No worries. And look at this deer. This deer is on cocaine. Let me slow the game down a bit. Oof, which makes the avatar work terribly slowly. Anyway, this is the magical item we need. And apparently we need blood from this stone. So perhaps we put the bucket down here and we use a pickaxe. Thou must hold that in thine hand. Thank you, Spark. Thank you so much. For some reason, this particular expansion pack loves the idea of making you use conventional objects in weird ways. It seems that a pick is not needed for that, says Sentry. Okay. Can I just use the bucket? That's interesting. I felt certain that we could collect something from the stone at this point. I do know that you have to go back later on after having been properly instructed about all of the ritual stuff. But I thought at least the pick would be something we do. Can we check the books? Alright, I'll read it again. The Stone of Castambra by McGuth. Legendary rock? Perhaps. Powerful relic? Definitely. The Stone of Castambra, named for the mage who is rumoured to have enchanted and placed it, is said to be located on the Isle of Fire, also the location of the shrines of the 3 principles. Of course, since knowledge of the Isle has long since disappeared, knowledge of the infamous stone is equally mysterious. However, through research and study of Castambra's diary, I have brought to light a few clues as to the stone's whereabouts. The major purpose of the stone's power is to animate inanimate objects, statues, golems, tools, etc. In addition, should the desired object be one already imbued with the power of conversation, the stone will enhance such powers, giving the object, or rather creature, independent thought. Historians claim that it is with the stone that Castambra concealed creatures of such deep personalities that, from behind a curtain, it was impossible to differentiate between a patron and one of his creations. But how do I capture this ability, I hear thee ask? First, assuming thou hast already discovered the Isle of Fire, no mean feat, I assure thee, thou must then search for the Pentacle of Rocks, 5 boulders arranged as though they were vertices in a pentagram. In the center thou shouldst notice a 6th rock, from which grows a large, healthy tree, the Tree of Life. This 6th rock is Castambra's stone. However, finding the stone is only half the battle, for now thou must perform magics beyond the abilities of normal men. Whither? Thou must... Odd, the page is smudged with dirt here. I cannot make out this text. Once the heart has been placed within the chest of the creature, the ritual may begin. First, using perhaps the same pick, thou must strike the tree hard enough to draw blood. Blood from a tree, questions thee? Aye, I say, for this tree is one of life and energy. Oh, neat, it finishes with a Mad Lib. Yeah, we can just scroll whatever we want in there. Collected from the nutrients of the stone, and bleed it does. Some say thou wilt be able to hear the shrieks of pain from Castambra's stone, but that rumour is waning. Thou wilt need enough of the tree's life force to fill a bucket. After the blood has been properly contained, it must be spilled in 5 spots around the body of the stone creature, as if the creature were Castambra's stone, and the petals of blood the 5 rocks of the pentacle. In fact, it is necessary to set down 5 such small rocks to mark the location upon which the blood must be spilled. Then thou must cast Vas Flammus, see attachable page at the end of volume, setting fire to each of the puddles of blood. Following that must be chanted the sacred words gleaned from Castambra's journals, also as a detachable page. Now that the creature is enchanted, of course, it will become necessary to instruct it, much as one educates a child. However, a stone golem will learn much more quickly. Alright, so is this just a question of we're not striking the correct pixel? Because I was trying to target the rock before, and it feels like they're the same damn object as far as the game is considered. But let's look at the branch here. Aha! Okay, so that created a pool of blood there. That did not fill our bucket up. Okay, let's put the bucket down. I really hope we don't have to do this 5 times for each of the pentacles vertices. But okay, we've got our bucket. And as far as weapons go, by the way, the avatar Poggers is using the black sword. I've got Iolo using the triple crossbow. Spark, of course, still has the Hoe of Destruction. Jana was using the Juggernaut Hammer, but after the big battle we had with the dragon and everything else, I could not find that hammer anywhere, so we've just used the dagger for now, which is fine. She'll get a better weapon soon. And Sentry is also using dagger. And hello, Bashi, how are you? So good to see you. How are you doing, friend? We are doing the Forge of Virtue expansion pack for Ultima 7. And we've done 2 out of the 3 trials, and we're now doing the Trial of Love, which apparently involves golem construction. Hi, so well, and was literally talking about Ultima with someone today, so this is great. Nice! Ultima 7 was the first of the Ultimas I properly experienced. I'd played a little bit of Ultima 6, I think, with like a friend's computer or something like that, but 7 was the first one that I actually had and played to death, and just absolutely adored, and had a big influence on my childhood, really. And I think I got lucky, because as far as Ultima games go, 7 is, I think, probably the best. I mean, there's part 1 and part 2, which both have their pros and cons. So yeah, I was I was talking about the weapon that we'd lost on the previous trials. And I got distracted and we walked out of the whole Castambra area. I want to run back, because I swear there was, in Great Ultima tradition, a sneakily hidden lever behind a pixel or two here. Aha! Does that open something up here? It does. Secret passage. Secret passage. Here we go. Oh, bats. Can't stop here. This is bat country. Okay, it's fine. Everyone is fine. For some reason, Avatar likes picking up these starbursts as their weapon. You have an evil black sword of power. Use that. So what do we have here? A perfectly boring normal main gauche. A Fire Doom staff. Don't mind if I do. We'll take one of those. Honestly, I found them a bit more of a nuisance because they fire this very slow-moving fireball projectile, which tends to do a lot of friendly fire damage. And what do we have here? It's the Death Scythe. Jana, I think you have found your new weapon. Nice. And there's a small corpse here with 5, no less than 5 glass swords. It's pretty amazing. Okay, no more than 5. 4. 9 glass swords. More than we will ever actually bother to use in the entire adventure. But, you know, it's a bit like potions and what have you. You can't help but hoard them just in case you want them for the final battle. I mean, for the final battle, we could just give everyone in the party a glass sword and absolutely decimate the enemy forces in the final confrontation. Or I could cast some sort of bullshit spell to kill everything, which we probably do want to do at some point anyway. Or, I don't know, there's lots of ways we could handle that. Throwing dirty diapers at people, for example, would cause them to flee in terror. But, here we go. Let's bring this golem back to life. I want to save first. So what have we been up to lately, Bash? Don't get to see you, like, every day, which is a nuisance. What's been up with you? Anyway, I forget if we do this by dialogue or... I think we actually just use the bucket on the various rocks. Do that. Please tell me it's still got some blood in it. We do, okay. Don't have to keep going back. So we finish doing this. And then we can talk to the golem. In what way may I assist thee? Yeah, it sucks not seeing you more often. I'm constantly finding new ways to justify using the "this is fine" meme at work. Well, I think with the particular project you're on these days, there should be plenty of opportunity there. I've certainly, I've restarted my scrapbook. You know, I had the scrapbook for my desktop. Well, I've got a scrapbook for Pricefinder now, because I keep finding all this weird code. Oh wait, no, you saw it because I posted it in the Team Rocket channel. Yes. Goodbye. Anyway, we need to do something else for this ritual. What is it? This is the wrong book. Classic, yeah. Price Finder, it's, you know, it's fun in different ways. It's this huge monolithic code base that's just insanely complicated, and just running it has been a problem. Two of my co-workers have yet to get a development environment working for it. And I myself had a development environment working for it, and so I was one of the only two people who actually had a working copy of it that we could do changes on, and so it fell to me to do them. And then as of a week ago, it stopped working. It started crashing my whole MacBook when I tried to build it. It's ridiculous. I love it. What about this one? According to the tome, a heart will be necessary to perform this ritual. I will give him mine. You watch in stunned horror as Bollocks pierces his chest open with his fingers. He pulls forth a heart-shaped stone and, with a final flurry of action, drops the stone upon Adjar's chest as he falls dead to the ground. He gave up his heart, so that Adjar may live. Well, not to be morbid, but I suppose the incantation should work now. Alright. Vas flam us. The heart must be placed in the body. Thank you, Spark. Is the heart not already in the body? Okay, there's a reddish blob there, which is a small rock that we need to put inside the body. Thank you, boy. Your expertise on golem animation has once again proven invaluable. Vas flambus. In yem, in grav, in money, kalpor, vas flamus. We've done it. Greetings to thee, Honourable One. I can but assume that my presence here was thy doing. It becomes quickly apparent that this creature possesses a greater capability for speech than his fallen companion. The recently raised golem stares down at the prone, lifeless body of Bollocks. Quickly, he looks up at you. What has happened? I don't know. It was like this when I found it. Or, yeah, we can say he sacrificed himself. Out of love. You quickly narrate the details of Bollocks' death as he pulled the object from his chest and placed it in the other golems. He sacrificed himself by giving me his heart? The fool! His words are insulting, but the tone is affectionate. I must help him as he helped me. Would thou exist? I guess. Very good, he says, notably relieved. I thank thee in advance. And what's your name? I am the golem called Adjar at thy service. What do you do? I am one of the guardians of the Shrines of the Principles. That was exactly what Bollocks and I were doing when the wall fell and crushed me. Poor Bollocks did not know of the Stone of Castambra. His sacrifice was perhaps unnecessary. Hast thou perchance come across Makuth's the Stone of Castambra? I have indeed. Dost thou have it with thee? I do. His eyes reveal his hope. As he takes the book from you, it almost appears as if he is smiling. 'Tis as I suspected. Bollocks thought he must sacrifice his own heart to return my life. If you were to believe it possible, you would feel positive that you had just seen a drop of water fall from the golem's right eye. The poor fool gave his life for mine. I can only hope I would have done the same. Doing so now, however, would help nothing, for once I was gone, Bollocks would simply repeat his act. You hear a sigh come from the golem. I don't mean to be irreverent, but did the matter not involve death, 'twould be a humorous sight. The two golems popping up and down as each of them passed the heart to the other. However, smiles Adjar, 'tis not necessary, for had Bollocks known what is covered by this smudge, he could have told thee that a new heart may be cut from the tree of life. Look here, he says, pointing to a line in the tome smeared with dried mud. I remember this from before. Thou canst take the very same pick with which thou dost collect the blood and procure a heart for Bollocks. Of course, after thou dost place the heart upon Bollocks' body, thou must again perform the same ritual of blood. Ah, finally the dialogue option we've all been waiting for. Bollocks? Hast thou not already met him? He is my older brother and my friend. Surely thou hast heard of the shrines of the three principles, truth, love, and courage. We golems were fabricated to protect the shrines, for only an avatar, the avatar, may utilize the awesome power that they can convey. Awesome. I do not remember the incident clearly, however, I will relate what I can recall. Bollocks and I were standing guard in the Shrine of the Principles when we detected an intrusion into the castle. I remember nothing more than being aware of great heat, and then part of the wall crumbling atop me, crushing my legs. I suppose Bollocks was more fortunate. Was it he who carried me here? Yes. Then it is imperative that we find a way to bring him back. If nothing else, I owe him my gratitude. And you're the older brother, huh? Master Astelleron, we actually called him our father, created him before he did me. Oh, so Bollocks is older. Yeah. And he instilled Bollocks with a personality first. I think we talked about job already. Alright, bye. I can offer nothing more for thine assistance than my deepest appreciation. Please journey in peace. Alright, we'll go do all the work, that's fine. Okay, so get the pick out again, and we're gonna need some more blood, I assume, but this time it seems that a pick is not needed for that. Oh yeah. Okay, do we do the tree first? No, that's given us a heart. And now the tree. Alright, let's go. This should be a short one today, which I think I do really need because I am so tired. It's just extra draining dealing with people for things. Like, you know, they gave you the time window of, oh, he'll be there somewhere between 8 AM and 12 PM. And I just have to sit there inanimate for the whole time, waiting by the phone, make sure the phone's charged, because the phone dies at a moment's notice these days. And yeah, I don't know. I think most of the people in my chat have experienced that kind of draining before and know exactly what I mean. And now it's finally done, and I'm super excited to have my internet back. I still just want a nap. So let's see. Body needs a heart. And then we cast a spell. in Nim, in Grav, in Money, Kelpor, Vas Flamus. Yay, Golem friends! Happy Golem friends are alive. Bollocks stares ahead, almost vacantly. Despite his features and lack of motion, it is apparent by his expression that some of Castambra's magic still resides within. He tilts his head and stares at you quizzically. I apologize. Did I not already tell thee, my master called me Bollocks? I am here to guard the Shrine of Love. Fare thee well. Not much of a conversationalist still. Adjar appears to have resumed the stance of a more traditional Golem Guardian, staunch and unmoving. However, it is impossible to miss the glimmer of intelligence in his eyes. I was created to be one of many protectors to the shrines of the principles. However, he pauses, my duty also included being the keeper of the Talisman of Love. Ooh, I'm collecting those. Dost thou want the Talisman of Love? Yes, please. I was put here to protect the shrines and protect any from acquiring the talisman. Any except the Avatar, who demonstrated knowledge and understanding of love. The talisman is thine, Avatar. He brings his stone hand to his heart and opens a panel on the front of his chest. Shouldn't we have seen that panel already? Couldn't we have just looted the talisman from his body when it was in rubble in the middle of this pentagon? Reaching inside with his other hand, he brings forth a beautiful yellow talisman. He places the talisman in your palm. Thou hast earned this and the honors and powers associated with it. Thou art truly an Avatar. And we're teleported back. Now, some of you may not have caught the last episode, and that's fine. It's still in 4 different pieces, and I need to put it together for YouTube and upload it. I'll get around to that. But when we first interacted with the statue of love here, the game clearly stated that like the most beautiful voice you've ever heard rings in your ears. And so I will endeavor to reproduce that same voice that I chose in the previous episode for this little bit of text here. My heart is gladdened to learn that love is a principle thou dost hold dear, evident by thy successful completion of the test of love. Now then, shall the blessing of quickness and skill be thine? Now thou hast earnestly experienced all that is love. 'Tis a benefit never to be taken lightly, for love is a formidable motivator. Remember always the lessons in compassion, sacrifice, and justice thou hast mastered. The voice of the Keeper of Love fills with compassion as she speaks. Do have a care, Avatar, for a great evil stirs within Britannia. I know not the source. Voice of an angel, aye. And so, with that, Poggers, the Avatar, has a strength of 30, a dexterity of 30, intelligence of 30, combat of 30, magic of 30, hits 30, mana 30. Isn't that nice? We can definitely take a dragon's breath to the face now. Maybe even 2. And all that without having to do any training. So we've got these 12 training points here for basically no reason. There's no trainer on Britannia now that would actually be able to increase our skill points. Yeah, this is why I didn't do this expansion pack right out the door. You certainly could, and it would make things a lot easier, but I wanted us to experience the sort of trials and tribulations of the game as it was originally balanced. And as I originally played it, because I originally played this without the expansion pack, before we get into the super cheaty territory. And this isn't even the highest it will go. There's a little bit of a follow-up quest here. Lord British did not send us to the Isle of Fire to go get buff. he actually sent us to the Isle of Fire to find out what was going on and what's with the earthquakes and everything. And with each of these quests that we've completed, each statue has said, hey, you need to do something, and you need to find a Talisman of Infinity. Oh, here, look, a Scroll of Infinity. Artifact Talisman of Infinity. If reality is magic, if locale artifact is void, convex is find in Britannia convex lens. Concave is find in Britannia concave lens. If do light test concave convex, talisman list is Britannia search talisman. Counter is 0 for each talisman in talisman list. If no type talisman is truth, love, courage, do void access, infinity action, blah 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 blah. If not check, test, thou shalt never see this. So let's just yoink that. And while we're at it, I suppose we could dump our pickaxe here in Erethian's quarters. Hell, we could dump these books in here as well, we won't be needing them. Nope, not there. Okay. I'll swap him a scroll for a scroll. If I'm allowed to put the damn thing down anywhere. Here we go. So we've got 3 talismans and a Scroll of Infinity. We can actually talk to Erethian about this thing, and he'll give us the clues we need to finish our task here. At which point we will be basically really pissing him off and completely ruining all of the stuff he's been tinkering with here. But that's kind of what we have to do as an avatar. I'll never get any work done like this. What do you wish of me? Erethian seems a little peevish at this point. Yeah. The statues told us about this Talisman of Infinity we need. Just to have the Scroll of Infinity amongst our possessions? As it happens, we do. Here we are. Now then, it appears to be written in a strange format. One might even say a code of sorts. I have it. Apparently, the talisman currently resides in the Great Void, a plane somewhat removed from ours. If thou wishest to gain access to the Void, thou shalt need to craft 2 lenses, one concave, the other convex. Light focused through the properly enchanted lenses will open a conduit between our realm and the Void. I believe this treatise speaks of 3 talismans of principle that send out a call to the Infinity Talisman and bring it here. Once here, it would seem that its sole purpose is to coerce a powerful force into the Void. A thought hits the mage like lightning strikes a tree. Oh no, Avatar. Thou shan't gain any more aid from me. I may be blind, but I see through thy sham. I'll not help thee send the core into the Void. Erethian falls silent, and it would appear that he'll speak no more. Arcadian's voice whispers to you like ripple in a still pond. Fear not, my master. I have some knowledge of these matters. The dungeon generator I was going to use to make a single house interior keeps crashing. Welp, time to make rooms manually. Ah, well, that sucks, Cyclone, but you know what? Half the fun is just rolling up these sleeves and doing it yourself sometimes. At least then, when it breaks, you know who's to blame. And also, it's just like, you know, it does exactly what you want it to do. It's nice. Off-the-shelf stuff helps you speed things up a lot, but it can be very nice just to have something that's yours entirely. So here is the Dark Core, and that contains the Mind of Exodus that we are going to flush into the Void to keep it safe from mages such as Erethian. Yeah, I'll just make some room templates. Yeah, it's a good start. Like, I notice a lot of games do this these days, where it's just basically rotating a bunch of different prefabs and gluing them together. And 99% of the time, it works, and people don't really notice that much. You don't have to build a whole, like, ingenious room designer that takes into account who's living there and what they had for breakfast. As much as I want to do that at some point with one of my own random game plans. Yeah, most of the time it doesn't actually matter that much. Let's see. So we can touch this thing, and your mind is quickly probed, then cast aside, leaving you feeling slightly ill and filled with an irrational sense of foreboding. What we need to do is reproduce the ritual as described, and summon the Talisman of Infinity, and banish this thing to the void. We could talk to the sword about it. Yes, master, what dost thou seek of thy servant? Arcadian asks you in a deep, harmonic voice. You said you could help. Arcadian's voice is smug as he replies to your request for assistance. Yes, I can help thee if thou wishest to exile what remains of Exodus to the void. Firstly, thou shalt have need of the lenses of which the doddering old fool spoke. Next, thou must have the 3 talismans of principle. And finally, make sure that there are lit torches upon the walls to either side of the pedestal upon which the dark core rests. And we know all this already, but what lenses? The concave and convex lenses which thou used to place the Codex of Infinite Wisdom within the void, I believe now sit forgotten in the Museum of Britannia. They must be placed between the dark core and the torches on either side of the pedestal. And what talismans? The talismans of principle must be placed upon the dark core like wedges in a pie. Pie. I needs must be in thy hand, master, if thou wishest to use my powers. Oh, that's right. That's his menu for killing people and things. Forgive me, master, but I shan't be leaving. However, thou mayest cease thy speaking, if thou dost wish it. Pleasant chap. So we need to go back to Britannia and borrow the lenses of the Codex. We could take our boat. Yeah, we may as well take the boat. Let's keep an eye of where we are on the map here. We are at the A of Britannia, which, you know, we need to manage to sail back here later. Let's go. I'm sailing away. Hello, MZZ. How are you? Welcome on in. You have redeemed the Bother Cat redeem, and it would delight me to do so right now. It's Bothering Cat time. Switch to the Just Catting screen. Puppy! It's cat bothering time. Oh. Yeah, and at one point I'll put a microphone set up for this thing. For now, we'll just have to yell a little bit. Would you like a treat? I think we could give you a treat. Oh yes, treat. Oh, you don't want it? Unusual. Didn't want it enough to get out of bed. Oh, very comfy there. So comfy. Hard to aim this thing. There you go. Dopey cat. Done. Done for now. Quite possible someone else could redeem. More cat bothering. treats away before you discover that you can actually access those by yourself. Imagine having a cat that stays still. Well, it helps to have a small heated bed within that flan that has just acted like a cat magnet for the last 6 months. As the temperature warms up again, I think she'll be trying to use it less. Imagine having a small heated bed. It's just something I got off of eBay or AliExpress, probably. Like, it doesn't get particularly warm, despite the fact that the thermostat that is attached to it claims to go up to 55 degrees. There's no way that's 55 degrees. It is ever so slightly warm at best. But you know cats, they will seek out and find any slight temperature gradient that gives them comfort. And yeah, being as I did just grab it off eBay, and I'm not 1000% certain that it's completely safe, I do make sure I switch it off at night and if I go out. But yeah, it seems to do the trick. It's covered in cat hair. Like, if she ever gets out of that flan, we could take a quick look, but it's just absolutely frosted with white furry flakes. How are you, Emmy? Good to see you. I've got internet again. The internet's working. It's so good. And I'm so tired. But I couldn't resist at least doing a little bit of a stream. Where we finish off this test of love. And get our stats amplified to ridiculous amounts. Where are we? We're in roughly the right place. Imagine having internet. Now, how did that send the message? No, you seem to generally enjoy playing this. It's enjoyable to watch. I do enjoy playing this very much. Thank you. I'm glad that rubs off on people, that like they can tell how much I absolutely love this game. This game got me through some pretty hard times, let me tell you. In fact, let's not stream exactly all of my past childhood trauma. We don't need to touch on all of that, but suffice to say, things got a little rough there, and having a game where it's a huge open world and you're basically, you know, in control of the world, big help to a young teenage Neko. So here we are, back at home, or at least this used to be Sentry's house, and we have taken it for ourselves. I suppose we could dump some stuff if we wanted to, but I did inventory management at the end of last stream. Hooray for escapism, right? Yeah, we've got all those glass swords that we picked up. Let's just drop those off before Spark decides he wants to use them on murder us all. We've got our chest of random magical items that we're not actually using right now. And dump them in there. Oh, and it seems we have some gemstones. We could take those to the jeweler, cash them in. Got some gold nuggets as well, those can be cached. Won't fit, alright, we have an entire chest full to the brim of magical items. I guess, like, I was thinking to segregate them into armor versus weapons, but whatever, we'll just chuck them in there. This drag and drop mechanic is great for a game this old. It really is, Bash, and it's little touches, like, you know, there's no grid. If I close the chest and reopen it, things generally stay where you left them. They can get reordered a little bit, but like, you can actually have some control over it. Okay, that's not quite... You get the point. Like, it actually does feel like there's some benefit to trying to organize your inventory, because in the heat of the moment, and you have to rummage through some bags to find the magic ring of power that I left in here somewhere. You know, it's like, actually could be a struggle. I have been streaming for 1 hour already. Wow, I didn't think that. Like, we've only just done one little test of love. Where were we? Yeah, we were dropping these off. We're going to go to the museum now and pick up some artifacts from previous avataring that we did in previous games. The museum is here somewhere. The Fellowship Hall. Here's the museum. A year! Wow. Time flies, hey. That's 2021 for you, I think, mostly, and 2022. So here we have the Britannian lens that was used to seal away the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom, and the Gargoyle lens, which was its matching pair. And the two of these lenses were first used to banish the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom at the end of Ultima 6. And then we set it so that the only way any one person can view the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom was to bring both of the lenses together. Thus, the people of Britannia would only have this lens, and the Gargoyles would only have this lens, and they would have to cooperate if they wished to view the Codex. And now I guess colonialism happened, and both of the lenses are now in the Britannian Museum. Did people tire of viewing the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom, or like, is this a replica of the Gargish lens? Because otherwise it looks like we've kind of missed the entire point of Ultima 6, and we've stolen their sacred artifact that we were using to try and like bring fairness to the whole system, and we've made it entirely unfair now. 9 months. Oh, you're just a baby, Sonneveld. It's a span of time that's difficult to comprehend. I mean, yeah, time is a weird soup. But we'll be taking these. And okay, yes, we get it, party. You're hungry. Yoink. You're in charge of food here. Go give people food. Do we have food? We have food. That's good. X-ray the baby. Baby tube. Yeah, put Sonneveld in one of those baby X-raying tubes. Let's go. Launch all babies. I mean, there is a baby in Ultima 7 that we can sort of use as an offensive weapon, in that it can produce dirty diapers, and the dirty diapers can be launched at the enemy. Is that everyone? Okay. Wholesome! Yes. It looks like it's morning time. We haven't bothered to sleep in a little while, but that's mostly because, due to the way I've bugged out my party's stats, whenever it's morning time for them, they're also comatose, having far too many hit points than is normally allowed. But let's head back to the Isle of Fire now, having done a heist in the middle of the night to steal the lenses of wisdom. I can't read that one. Wet the somethings? Wet the dries? Wet the cookies? What's your weirdest emote? That's a good question. There's this one streamer I sub to that has some really strange emotes. Like just really bizarre ones, and I'd have to say it's probably this one. Here's where we parked our ship. Oh, while we're here though, is the jeweler open? He is! Let's cash in a few of these gems then. Jeweler, it's very delicate work. It requires a special touch that only a few have. Thou must know precisely how to handle precious materials. Only the finest of craftsmen become jewelers, and they receive the highest compensation. Precious materials. I constantly require new materials with which to create my very special jewellery. I am always in the market to buy gems. If thou dost ever come across any, I am the man to come to if thou shouldst want to sell them and make money. Yeah, money, give us. Dost thou have a gem for sale? Yes. I will pay thee 30 gold coins per gem. Is that price agreeable? Yes, give us the money. I see thou hast 4 gems. Here is thy payment. Thank you, bye. Come again. I am sure thou must be on thy way. Sean smiles. Should I retire Sexy Grinch? I greatly enjoy the visceral response it draws out of near everyone. Why retire it? Yeah, it's a good response for people. Everyone needs a GG emote, and that is the Grinchiest Grinch. It's my go-to GG emote. Yeah, why would you use anything else? Off we sail. Back to the Isle of Fire. Oh, sea serpents. Watch out for those. And mountain. That's Buccaneers Den. Not the Buccaneer who was in here earlier, but just regular den for Buccaneers. We'll visit that island soon enough. Go north here. Got a bounce, Nico, but another great sesh. Also, more Yorkshire accents, please. No worries, Bash. You take care now. Might make the G's more legible one day. Yeah, I guess it does elicit a lot of confusion at first, Emmy. And then they understand what it is, and then there's more confusion. Alright. So we've got all of the stuff we need, I believe, to banish this memory of a demon computer thing into the void. Saving Britannia once again. I suspect it's called the Dark Core after core dumps, or maybe core memory, which core dumps are, I think, named after anyway. Being, you know, when a computer program crashes, it can dump its core, and you can poke through it to find out what it was doing at the time that it crashed. Alright, I'm dual-wielding gold, but let's give that to the boy, because he's got all of the carrying capacity. Here we go. Britannian lens. Gargish lens. Oh, slightly off center. There we go. Talisman of Courage. Talisman of Love. I like how it's closing my inventory each time, just so I have to reopen it. That's really helpful, game. Talisman of Truth. Oh! We've got a... Damn it, I clicked just as he was talking. I wanted to see what the locket was. But I assume he's busted in here and saying, "Hey, Avatar, no, I like having this evil demon core thing around, and I want to do stuff with it. I'm going to cast a spell on you. Thus, Otrel Tim." He stops mid-spell and begins another, pointing towards the Talisman of Infinity. Thus an Ort Ilem. You immediately recognize the resonance of a spell gone awry, and apparently so does Erethian. A look of horror comes to his wrinkled features, which appear to become more lined by the second. Kapow! And so it's gone, and Erethian is a pile of bones. I'm sure that Lord British even now awaits news of Exodus's exile. It is time to leave this barren island behind. Thank you for playing the expansion pack, the Forge of Virtue. Didn't even get any loot off the guy. What a pity. I guess we'll take the lenses back so that they go back in the museum. And yay, we did it. We just have to go see good old Kingy to get our final reward. Take the ship. And then I don't know what we're going to do next. So there's a few other cities we haven't visited yet. And there's the whole main quest line with the Wisps and what have you, the Time Lord. There's various generators to shut off. I guess if we went to Moonglow next and tried to find our old friend Mariah, that would kick off the major part of the quest line. I think that's what we would do next. Hey, 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 beautiful entities. Hey, son, how are you doing? More Yorkshire accents, please. Very well. Not making this a redeem or anything. I'm just doing it for you all special, like. Because sometimes I can do it and sometimes I can't. And it's quite a strain on my system, you know? Like, it's... I used to be able to do these accents, no problem. And if my friend Gareth Hughes is in chat, he's probably facepalming really hard right now, because, like, it's not even, like, you know, it's the comical version. It's the Four Yorkshiremen sketch version of the accent. Joined at exactly the right time. Hi, peeps. So, in a way, you've joined at the right time, son. In another way, which is more accurate, it's the wrong time, because I'm probably going to be wrapping up soon. But what we're doing is we've just finished the Forge of Virtue expansion pack. We've done the Trial of Courage, Truth, and Love, and decked ourselves out with 30 in every stat as a reward for that, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice, but it could be better. We can return these sacred artifacts to the museum. I mean, if we wanted to really do a proper job, we would return them to the Gargish people. Damn it, I always join like 5 minutes before you end. Yeah, it's a problem lately. I have no stamina. And you're Dutch, right? So you're in a different time zone that makes things a bit awkward. But you know, like I'm trying very hard to do more streaming and increase my stamina for these things. And one thing that I will get around to doing, but I haven't planned recently because life happened and internet issues and what have you, but I will get around to doing this. 7 days to stream. I gotta lurk, make dinner, but if you're conscious enough to actually watch a movie tonight, I'm down. Yes, Emmy, that sounds great. Just do more meetings at work to practice. No, Gareth. Also, hi, how are you? Good to see you, friend. If you're not, that's totally fine, and I enjoy the Watch Neko stream. I think I would be up for it. I just need to rest my eyes for a moment after we've finished this off. And yes, things and stuff. Go enjoy your dinner. I'm gonna finish this off and get more stats. Hey, Kingy. I felt the passing of remains of Exodus from this realm. It has lifted a great weight from my shoulders. And so, Avatar, I cannot let this accomplishment go unrewarded. Please kneel, my friend. Lord British holds out his hands as you obey his command. I congratulate and thank thee. Poggers, thy deeds continue to speak well of thee. That's it? Oh, okay. Just kneel and Just like, congratulations, you're done. That's nice, thanks. We'll check our stats at least. Whoa! Strength of 60. That's much nicer. That is definitely more avatar-y stats. Close Danish. Ah, so close. Anyway, please don't stress over it. Pace yourself. Don't force it so you suddenly end up killing your own enjoyment. Yeah, you're not wrong there, son. Like, it is easy to agonize over, like, time zone choices and when you go live and what have you. Because I know that, like, if I go live on this day, then I'm competing with these people who are also very cool streamers who, like, you know, people want to watch them instead. Or if I go live during the day, I could finally be available for some of my friends in different time zones to me, and they could watch my stream live. Swolvatar, yes. Ultimately, you know, you just got to pick a time and go with it. And yes, before I was distracted by MZZ making dinner, how dare you distract the streamer? 24 hours Neko stream? No, not quite, son of Elt. Not yet, anyway. If I did that, it would probably just be this, right? This we could do for 24 hours. There. And honestly, I could probably just fake it by just using a stock image of Poppy and just put it on loop. Not 24-hour stream. What we're going to do is, when I get around to organizing 7 days of streaming, technically 8 because it'll wrap around, I'm going to play 7 Days to Die each evening for 7 days in a row to get my number of days streamed count up, because that's the criteria that's preventing us from getting follower emotes at the moment. We need to have streamed for a total of 60 days, which is ridiculous. But if I just do a little bit on each day, we can get there eventually. 24-hour catsploitation, yes. Well, she is a perfect subject for this. She's been staying mostly still, and now that the internet's more stable again, it's theoretically possible we could just do a cat stream sometime. It's easy to agonize over, but you have to shift your perspective on how streaming makes you happy, instead of how you can make others happy to be streaming. Latter on miracle happens when you do former, but the opposite is straight up impossible. Is there a stat that tracks the 60 days? I couldn't see anything obvious. I haven't seen anything obvious either, Sonneveld. It's just like a check mark on the instant upload eligibility, which is the thing that's keyed into follower emotes. She's catatonic. I like what you did there. But yeah, like I'm still very much of the mindset that we are streaming for the sake of a bit of socialization during lockdown. And yes, it is still lockdown for me because I have bloody medical conditions, and so no, I can't just go back to normal like the rest of the people want, especially when the rest of the people are not masking or taking precautions of any kind. So this is an outlet for me to be able to play games with people and have fun, and especially play games I enjoy, and the actual streaming part of it is more of like a side benefit. Like, it's introduced me to cool little circles of people and what have you. Gave up on wearing a mask? I can understand it, Gareth. Like, there's so much societal pressure to be like, yeah, just let it roam now. And masks can be uncomfortable after long enough. I want to do more walking around and things like that, but damn thing gets very humid after a while. Goodbye, Poggers. Do come back soon. I wonder if we can get him under the sign today. Let's save. This is where you have to focus on making stream enjoyable for you above anything else. If you try and come around on that, you just ruin for the so yeah, totally. I have a bad feeling. I don't think we'll be able to do it right now because he's busy hanging around the fountain. But one of these days, Lord British, your days are numbered. Obviously, you know, you can't kill Lord British by most means. He's practically invulnerable. But there are two means with the game that are available to us now. One is the Black Sword, and the other is this sign. I mean, now that he's given us this blessing, we've got everything we need, right? Oh no, that's right, he resurrects everyone when our stupid companions get themselves killed. So we need him around for a little longer. We'll play around with Armageddon and murdering the king later. Basically, when peeps go to a gym membership, work themselves to a painful exhaustion for 3 weeks, and avoid ever doing it again because it's fucking sucked super hard. Yeah, it's easy to burn out. Like, I think the best thing for people seems to be taking breaks. Like, if you feel like it's not getting fun for you, just take a break. And you might feel like, oh no, I'll lose followers if I'm not streaming and what have you, but I think it's been proven that basically, like, you might lose some followers, but they're not really people who are interested in your content to begin with, or that you want to take a break just for the sake of reinvigorating yourself and feeling happy about the situation again. Oh, we managed to keep the scroll. Let's just put it on our nightstand here. Here. Is it too wide? Fine. Shove it in this backpack. Exactly, and don't stream longer than you actually really want to. It's just an hour and that's what it should be. If you're streaming as my income streamer, taking breaks is a problem, but not so much if you're doing it for fun. Yeah, I think either way, like, taking a break is something that's self-care. You want to do it anyway. That goes for any job. This is also true. I took a little break from regular work recently, and it was very nice indeed. And I'm down to 4 days a week as well, just also for the sake of mental health. And it is very nice to be able to do that. But yeah, what should we do next? Let's think. We've gone up to Minnock and Vesper and all the Cove area before, and we've done the Isle of Fire. Also we went down to Honahold and we met the Star Trek Next Generation cast. We did some pirating and looting of various gold things. I think next on our radar should be Moonglow, because that's when we meet Mariah and we get to see the orrery, and there's the whole astronomical alignment and plot and things. That would get us on the main plot. And I think, in terms of like what the game hints you to do, I think the game hints you to go talk to the Wisps first, but then you find out that you can't talk to the Wisps without the flute and what have you, and then they'll send you off to Alagna. I'm trying to reduce my gym amount because I've gotten very unfit, bloody COVID. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I really don't want it, because I'm not exactly fit to begin with. Try and find a new hobby instead. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's a thing. It's a way to socialize. It's a way to play games and invite people to my house in a COVID-safe way. Happy Light. What up, James? Good to see you, Happy. How are you doing? I'm kind of wrapping up stream right now, Hap. Like, you've come in at just the right time, because I have no stamina today. Very tired indeed. I really just want to take a nap and then maybe watch a movie. Ooh, G-Funk, hello, playing Loom. Hang on, thing's loading. Oh, he's on his starting screen. He's on his starting soon screen. Okay. What about RA? What are you doing? Is it Golem? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. How are you, Happy Light? Oh, you've redeemed Hydrate. Thank you very much. You have to be very careful you don't make exercising a punishment for yourself. How's the wrist doing, Gareth? Because I'm sure you'll want to exercise that now that you've had some time to recover. Sorely. Well, you know, let's give it time. This is frustrating. I kind of want to raid the G-Funk, but he's on his starting soon screen, and there's a 7-minute timer. What's Mike doing? Flashback? Oh yeah. We could go there. Let's have a look. In the meantime, please enjoy Cat. Adverts, adverts, adverts. I've been working on a new rating out screen that's of course not ready yet because I have many other things that demand my attention. But I want to make a little rating out screen where we can actually preview what stream we want to look at first before we raid out. Just as a way to kind of stop you from accidentally raiding someone and then, they're on BRB or what have you. Yeah, let's raid Mike. Useless Jedi playing Thief. They're very cool in Australia. I do like Thief. Yeah, you know what? Sonneveld, that's a great idea. I have actually been to them before, apparently. Let me load it up. Let me load it up. I've heard many times you just need to exercise and something to get fun. Yeah, that's very true, son. Alright, we'll raid out to Useless Jedi here. So, thank you so much for everyone being here. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next week. You can follow me on the Twits or go join the Discord at the Stream Shed. It's a Discord that I share with several other nice streamers. I am sleepy now. I'm going to have a nap and then maybe watch a movie. So yeah, thank you very much. Take care, everyone. I'll see you later. Let's raid. Oh, here's a raid call, by the way, if you want to copy paste. Or you could say something like, no, I can't think of anything. Something like that, maybe, if you've got the emotes. Yeah. Alright, take care. Bye. Bye. See you. Bye. Thanks for coming. Bye. Bye.
now the notes are vague. It is fun. I have also just got my favorite of the vague maps was one of the maps when I went to an area on the map and it just had learn where am I and like circled it. That was I loved that one so much. It's fun, but they're also just so useless at times. Okay. The occasional person when I get to it. Some of these people, they're really. I got caught trying to. Exactly.